Hello, hello. Can anybody please just make sense out of the 50,000 PenFed loan with bad or fair credit? I think it's important because if you have bad or fair credit and you are trying to get the maximum loan amount on this PenFed loan, you need to have a strategy. And that's what I want to talk to you in today's conversation. I want to talk to you about, okay? I want to share with you 5 secret hacks that get you the maximum loan amount no matter what. I want you to stick around till the end of today's conversation. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you were to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee, or tea, or vodka, and let's roll. In today's conversation, we want to talk about the $50,000 PenFed loan with bad or fair credit. In other words, your credit is not really that good, okay? But I want to share with you 5 secret hacks that get you the maximum loan amount no matter what. Before I get into the nitty-gritty, I want to give you a short foundation, a short overview about the loan we are talking about. So you need to understand what PenFed loan is all about, okay? So the loan is actually, they will grant you amounts going from $600 to 50 grand, okay? $600 to $50,000. That's the delta we're talking about. And terms will range from 12 to 60 months. So you're looking at 1 to 5 years. It's really important that you really understand that. And so PenFed, as you know, is open to everybody. You don't have to be affiliated with the military. You don't have to have geographic affiliation or professional affiliation. None of that. Everybody's invited. And the cool thing is you can use the cash for a lot of things. You can consolidate debt. You can improve your house. You can do transportation, medical and dental bills, personal events. Let's say weddings and vacations. Nearly everything is permitted. They don't want you to take the loan to refinance student loans or for secondary education because they have loans for that. But overall, this is a loan that is really good for you. You can actually get it even if you have bad or fair credit. Yeah, definitely. Now you might not get the 50 grand, and you're not gonna have because the APR on this loan goes from 5.99% to 17.99%. So you will not get the low rate if you have poor credit, but it is totally possible to actually get this loan. One thing that we want to say here is that right off the bat, you want to wait for 6 months after becoming a PenFed member before applying, unless you have a strong cash position. In other words, if you have a healthy liquidity level, you can apply within 3 months, okay? But if you have poor credit, or let's say you have fair credit, and you have low income and no steady job, let's say your financial history is a little rocky at the moment, then you want to play patience. You want to be patient, okay? So don't apply right away after they approved your membership. Wait for 6 months. Very important. Now I want to talk to you about the first hack that will actually help you get the higher loan amount. The first thing is pre-qualification. I mean, pre-qual is important. You know, the funny thing is people actually underestimate the power of pre-qual. In other words, why do I need to pre-qualify for a loan, whatever? Hey. The reason why you want to pre-qualify is because it is preserving your credit score. That's what it is. You're not losing anything. So why don't you pre-qual? Why don't you pre-qualify? As a matter of fact, PenFed has a link on their website that actually does the pre-qualification for you. So that's really easy. I mean, don't you try to start a conversation about, well, you know, I don't want to pre-qual now, blah 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 blah. Trying to waste my time and trying to razzle dazzle me here. No, I want you to pre-qualify. If you are in the situation where you need a loan, you want to pre-qualify. You know why? Because you don't lose anything, and PenFed will give you a list of options. That way, you can see if you were to apply for real, how much you could potentially get. This is really good. And remember though, there is a difference between pre-qualification and pre-approval. We're not going to get into that right now here, but just know that for the PenFed personal loan, when you pre-qualify, your credit score is not decimated. In other words, you're not losing 10 points or 15 points or whatnot. It will stay intact, okay? So you want to follow the link. whether you are a member or not. There's a link to pre-qualify for the loan. You click on that, you put in your information. They will ask you for your income and all that kind of stuff, your credit score also, and you just you will see. I mean, once you click the submit, they'll give you a lot of options. Okay, so but make sure that you are really accurate here though, in terms of your income, your current outstanding debt, your desired loan amount, your desired loan term, your credit score range, and the reason for borrowing. Very important. Okay, and once PenFed gives you the options, please review your pre-qualified offers. Take your time. They'll probably give you 2 or 3 or 4 or even 10, depending on the state where you live in. Okay, and so you want to review interest rates and fees. There are no fees but interest rates. You want to review the loan terms. You want to check the funding time frame. So PenFed will actually fund loans generally from 24 hours to 72 hours, unless they're asking for additional documentation where they might ask you, and it might take 7 days. Okay, and you also want to look for if there are special conditions for the loan. The bottom line is, if you have questions, it's better to ask. Do not assume anything. Do not think you know. Do not think you understand English, the kind of English they wrote for you in their fine prints. You want to ask questions. Now, hack number 2. If you have bad or fair credit, right, and you're trying to get a large amount on the 50,000 PenFed loan, you want to apply after you received a raise at work, a pay raise at work. Okay, what I'm trying to say here is that if there is some kind of positive financial history of positive financial development in your life, then you want to apply at that moment. So when we talk about timing, I'm not just talking about, the proper timing to apply for a credit card. You can also use the same thing for a loan. Yeah, this is important because grandma, I want everybody to listen. I want y'all to listen to me right now. Uncle, nephew, aunt, I'm talking to you. Okay? Brother, sister, I'm talking to you. Daughter, are you there? Son, are you there? We are having a conversation. So if you have had a raise at work, if you have received a bonus, okay, let's say you see an increase in your income because you have invested in the company and they have distributed dividends. You have received lottery winnings, any kind of windfall, or you have inherited from your uncle or cash money bling bling. My point is, anytime there is a positive development in your life, you want to seize the opportunity to apply for a PenFed loan. This is important. Okay, and the thing here is that you have to let them know. You can actually go into your account and update your income information, or even better, you can call and tell the rep, hey, listen, I told you that I was making 40 grand before, like 3 months ago or 6 months ago. I said I was making $40,000 a year. Now I'm making 60,000. Now I'm making 75,000. Could you please update my record? Could you please update my records? And the cool thing is, yes, of course, she or he will do it for you. Okay. Now, if you want to have more certainty, it's even better to actually go to a branch. If you are lucky enough to live in the vicinity of a PenFed branch, I want your ass to go to the branch and actually, make sure that you bring the paperwork though. You need to bring the proof that you are actually making the money that you say you're making. So you can bring your W-2s, your 1099s, your tax returns. I mean, whatever you have to send, your pay stubs also. Whatever you need to bring to the branch to show them that you indeed are making money, just bring it and ask them. Very important. I want you to ask them to update their records, because your income will actually, in other words, the PenFed algorithm will send you pre-qualification offers in the future, pre-qualification offers for credit cards and loans based on your income amount, among other things. So make sure they update that. The third hack, boss, I'm talking to you. Are you there? Hello? Is anybody home? Okay. Direct deposit. Direct deposit will save you. Direct deposit will save your ass. Believe me. I want you to set up direct deposit into a PenFed account. If you have a bad or fair credit and you are looking to get a large loan amount with PenFed, you want them to see how much you're making. You want them to see how often you're paid. That you want them to know more about your employer. That's what we call the trifecta. the direct deposit trifecta. That way, you don't have to prove anything. You don't have to prove that you work or how often you're paid. They see the data. They see that cash is coming into your account every 2 weeks or every week and whatnot. Okay, so this is really good. I mean, we're talking here about triple checking your data. Okay, so direct deposit is very important, and I'm not asking you again to actually have a 100% of your direct deposit go into your PenFed account. No, I mean, maybe your family has a different setup. Your family's budget is set up differently, or you need you have 3 or 4 accounts, bank accounts strategically for strategic things. Okay, that's fine. I get that. But if we are talking about if you're really serious about getting a $50,000 PenFed loan with better fair credit, they need to see some kind of proof that you're making money. I don't care how you do it, but you gotta show them something. So what we have seen people do in the last 30 years successfully, including members of our team, is that you actually allocate a portion of your pay, of your direct deposit, to your PenFed account. So if you cannot have 100% of your pay directly deposited into a PenFed account, do 20%, do 30%, do 50%. Okay, it's all about you want to have skin in the game, and you want to play with PenFed so they can play with you. Okay, it's very important. And when we talk about the benefits of direct deposit for employees, there are a lot of benefits. You don't have to go somewhere to cash your checks. You don't have to be in the office to get paid. You never have to, you don't need to ask for lost or stolen checks to be reissued. You're able to control where your money goes, okay? It's really important. You get paid in real time. You can easily send money to a friend. Yeah. You can spend safely with the PenFed security features. That's really good. You can grow your savings for rainy days and big dreams. You have peace of mind, boss. Boss, you have peace of mind. So right now, I'm begging you. I'm literally begging you. Okay, I'm begging you to have a direct deposit into a PenFed account. If you cannot do 100%, I understand that. I'm not trying to force you to do anything, but I want you to put something into a PenFed account. It has to be direct though. Don't you try to have the direct deposit go into an account and then later on transfer that account into a PenFed account. No, it doesn't work that way, because PenFed needs to be able to trace where the money is coming from. And if they see that the money is coming from another of your accounts, that's not helping you. It's not helping you. The money must come from your employer directly. Let's talk about debt payoff. That's the fourth hack I want to share with you. The third hack, rather. Third hack. Debt payoff. You want to consider applying after you have paid off a large debt or credit card balance. Oh boy, boy, boy. This is so good. This is really, really good. Okay. It's really important to actually, because when you actually pay off a large debt, what happens? Your DTI goes down, right? Your debt to income ratio goes down. Your CUR, your credit utilization ratio, goes down. And all those two things are inversely correlated to your FICO score. There is an inverse relationship between your DTI ratio, your CUR ratio, and your FICO score. What I'm trying to say in simple English is that when your DTI ratio goes down, your FICO score goes up, and the same thing applies for your CUR. So this is really good. This is really good. We want to be in a position where we are constantly trying to make sure that we pay off our debts. And very importantly, if we can pay off our debt faster, this is really good also. Okay, so how can you do that? Well, pay more than the minimum. They're probably telling you, hey, the minimum due is $50. Pay $75. Pay $80. Okay, you want to pay more than once a month, because everybody thinks about, hey, my due date is the 29th or the 30th, and I'm going to pay only on the 30th. No, you could pay on the 14th and the 20th. You can pay on the 13th and the 27th. You can pay on the 12th and the 26th. Or you can pay 3 times a month or 4 times a month, depending on your budget. It's all about making sure that you can navigate your budget. You can pay your debts while remaining true to your own budgetary goals. Okay, it's important. You want to pay off your most expensive loans first. Okay, and we've talked about the snowball method for paying off debt. Also, you can keep track of bills and pay them in less time. It's all about making sure that you are constantly thinking about ways to pay off your debts. And you can even consider consolidating multiple debts. That's possible too. Okay, so all options are on the table. Okay, and I want you to really look deep about what's really important for you. This is really, really, really important. And one thing I also want to say here is that when we talk about paying off debts, in other words, applying when you pay off debts, make sure that you communicate that to PenFed also. Okay. Now they can see it to a certain extent, but it's always good to communicate that also to them. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another section of the Awesome Suited Kiwi Show. We're also having a conversation today about the $50,000 PenFed loan with bad or fair credit, and I'm sharing with you a few hacks that will help you actually get the loan, a large loan amount. And now we want to talk about FICO score. You want to apply when your FICO score gets a bump. Boss, this is really important. Don't apply just, what I want you to understand is you have to be strategic about applying. I want you to understand that there is a formula for success when we talk about PenFed loan, Navy Fed loan, or loans in general. You want to apply when your FICO score goes up, okay? Don't apply when you are at 600. If by any chance your FICO score is at 720 or 715 or whatever, 800, apply now. Yeah, this is a great moment to apply. And now you might be asking me, well, what could have happened to bring my FICO score to go up? Well, a lot of things. You can actually dispute some derogatory items successfully. You can successfully dispute some items on your FICO score, on your FICO report rather. Okay, so after the data furnisher removes those items from your FICO report, what happens is that your credit score goes up. Okay, and we've seen that people actually have gained 100 points in three months. 200 points in 5 months. Those things are possible. Okay, but if you want to actually be in a position where you automatically and reflexively increase your FICO score, I want you to pay your credit card balances strategically. This is important. Okay, I want you to ask for higher credit limits so that your COR goes down. Your COR goes down, your FICO score goes up. That's what I was talking to you earlier about, the inverse relationship. Okay, and if you have limited credit right now, trying to become an authorized user, you better start somewhere. You never know. Pay your bills on time. I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. Pay your bills on time all the time. And don't you give me excuses. I don't care about excuses. I don't want to hear your excuses. Okay, everybody goes through stuff. Okay, but the bottom line is you need to pay your bills all the time. This is what it is. Okay, and trying to deal with collection accounts. I mean, if you have some collection accounts on your credit report, trying to deal with them. Don't ignore them, okay? And we've actually covered this on another show. Try to get credit for rent and utility payments. There are a lot of players right there. There are a lot of service providers right now that actually allow you to get credit for rent and utility payments. Why is that? Because this is going to help you enlarge your credit history, enlarge the pool of credit products that is reported to Experian, to TransUnion, and to Equifax, and that will have a positive effect on your FICO score. So here is a winner strategy for you. Okay, I want to share with you a winner strategy that will help you automatically and consistently get a higher PenFed loan, even if you have a bad or fair credit. How do you qualify for a personal loan at PenFed real fast? Well, your credit score history is really important. I just spoke about that, okay? So the higher your score, the better. Now your income will play a bigger role also. I mean, the higher your income, the better. That's why I said whenever you have a bump in your income, a hike in your pay, you want to automatically and reflexively communicate that to PenFed and make sure that they update their records. It's important. Let's talk about your DTI, your debt to income ratio. I mean, the lower the better, right? So if you are, let's say, if during the year you realize that your DTI is low at some point in time, that's really good. That's the time you want to apply. But you need to first understand how to calculate your DTI, though, boss. Do you know how to calculate that? Do you have any idea of how to plug in the numbers? If you don't, drop it in the comment section, ask questions, and we'll answer you. Okay. And what about collateral? Now, PenFed loan is unsecured. In other words, you don't have to provide any collateral. But if you are trying to beef up your chances of being approved, you can actually pledge collateral. That's really fun. I mean, this actually helps you get a lower interest rate. Okay, so there are benefits. the benefits when it comes to applying for a PenFed loan with collateral. As long as you can pay off the loan, you're comfortable with that, that's fine. Okay, and make sure that you ask all the questions that you need. You can ask them all questions about how to qualify for a personal loan at PenFed. What I'm trying to say is that pick up the phone and call, or even better, go to a branch. It's all about collecting intel. It's all about knowing, hey, listen, I meet the requirements or I don't meet the requirements. Depending on the state you live in. Remember, PenFed is a national credit union, so they cover everybody, but their guidelines are different based on where you are in the country. So it's really important to have a clear idea of the requirements of the branch where you're applying at. Okay, so you ask questions, talk to a rep, make sure that they understand your needs, and you want to bring all the paperwork needed. You want to bring your tax returns, your bank statements, your pay stubs, so that they can give you a proper advice on how to proceed. Very, very important. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I was just talking to you about the $50,000 PenFed loan with bad or fair credit, five secret hacks that get you the maximum loan amount no matter what. So I gave you an overview about this loan. So here are the 5 hacks: pre-qualification, pay hike, direct deposit, debt payoff, and FICO score. And then I gave you a winner strategy to actually get approved all the time. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate that. God bless you. I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.